Welcome to this look at Volcano Island Extended. For some reason I had it in my head the previous version of this was an FS19. Turned out, when I was editing I had a look. It was FS22, so this probably could have been or should have been an updated map rather than a completely new map. I've done the map tour anyway, so enjoy. I'm here on Volcano Island Extended. This is a new-ish, well, it came out Friday, mod map out by Grimlock RRC. It's 255.78 megabytes to download. There are 4 required mods: the Dairy Sheep pack by erShaba VSR Modding Sir, Biotank, the Lizard 6205 pack, and the Silo, Grape and Olive, all 3 by Grimlock RRC. So, where do we start? Well, here. This is the farm. This is the map. We start on New Farmer with the field, or plot 3, which takes in the main farm area, including Sleep Trigger, and we got some animal pens and stuff here as well. Field prices are pretty good across the map. There's some added in productions and things we're going to have a look at. I've already taken the liberty of putting money in, because I always do it when I start the map to go, hang on a minute while I put some money. So I've done the money already. The volcano is just here. We're going to whiz around and have a look at that. Parts of the map you can't purchase. The bit with the volcano, some of the sell points and things you can't purchase. We'll talk about slot count stuff. Now this has been extended. We've got some extra fields. We've got these silos for grape and olives, and we've got grape and olive orchards and stuff on the map, which obviously weren't on the previous version. There's one thing missing, which I'm really disappointed about, and I'll talk about it when we get around there. If you remember from the previous map tour on this, it was a very cool feature. There are no custom crops. There's no added in crop types. Contracts are available. If we scroll down, you should see, there we go, contracts are available. We don't start with any production chains off the start. We come out, and I will start here. Slot count on New Farm is 1,459. On Farm Management Start from Scratch is 1,351. The difference being, on Farm Management Start from Scratch, you don't have any buildings. The main farm area and where the animals are, which we're going to have a look at in just a moment, will look like this. But what is also important with that as well, if we come back to our map, just above where we are here, you've got this point here. So we've got a sell point, although it says buy point. I think they're the wrong way around. You'll see when we get around there. So we've got a buy point and a sell point, and then we've got this here, which is Silo Vulcan Grains. Now, on Farm Management Start from Scratch, you don't start with any buildings. That silo isn't there either. I have done some testing. It's a 2 million litre community silo that you can use, but it takes standard crop types. Is not a multi-fruit, so just be aware of that. On Farm Management Start from Scratch, that silo won't be available. So just over here we've got our start harvester. You can see all the government subsidy signs I put in. So we start with a fairly large harvester and header, very nice indeed. Got the corn header for it, agroliner trailer here. We've got a seeder, we've got the Braydale spreader as well. We do have Farmer 800 silo, 800,000 litre standard crop types, which is interesting, so I'll talk about something else in just a moment. We do start with a fence, we start with a class, we do have a plough, and we do have a cultivator. Pickup's just over there. Under build mode, we do have, put in by the map maker, in addition to the required mods, we've got some sheds. Under silos, we've got the pallet and bale storage we're going to see in just a moment, and then we've got the silo, grape and olive. There are 2 of those out on the map. 250,000 litres of each grapes and olives they will hold. Then we've got under, is it containers or tools? I think it was tools. Yeah, we've got electric charging station. Farmhouses, we've got a farmhouse. Then if we go to factories, we've got a whole load of factories. These have just been tweaked. Some of them run at a faster production speed. We'll have a look at them as we go around. So we've got the Dairy Sheep pack mod. That's the point. I'm slightly puzzled. I'm looking at my notes thinking, as I went round, I didn't... There wasn't a dairy. Got the carpentry, grain mill, cheese store, Vulcan oil fast, great processing unit, yeah. Fabric shop, sugar mill, clothing factory, sandwich, cereal factory. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm now starting to doubt myself whether I've missed that or not. I don't think I did. Under sell points, we've got some sell points added in, including the bio tank where you can sell the different things there. So if you've got excess of those, we've got the dairy sheep sell point, and then we've got some extra ones, fast food. These are just slightly modded and tweaked to fit. But then we've got greenhouses in here. So we've got Volcano Island extended large greenhouse. I don't know why they're separate. That's in because they're all large. I was going to say that's small, medium, and large, but they're all large. Why isn't there just one of them? Odd. Nothing under orchards, nothing under generators. Under animals, we do have cows. So we've got the two there. We've got under nothing under horses. Under pigs, we've got the pig one just there. Under sheep and chickens, I think. Yeah, it's got the dairy sheep pack mod, and then at the end there, Volcano Island, and then under chickens we've got a Volcano Island chicken coop as well. Under decoration there was nothing under fences, lights, but under others we had that sitting there, and then under landscaping we had some extra paint textures, cobblestones, a couple of little bits like that. Nothing under the trees or nothing under plants. So that's what that dealt with. Let's whiz across here and have a look. There are 20 collectibles. Sleep trigger is just there. Jump in the pickup. I'm probably going to take almost an identical route as I did on the previous laptop. But I think, as I said before, when things are transferring over from previous versions, again, it could be just your mind playing tricks on you, but it does feel crisper, cleaner, tidier. Obviously, it's got all the new features from Farming Simulator 22, which is great. So if we just go to here, we've got chickens, which is 360 chickens here. We go across the way, just here, there we go, there's one, spoiler alert, apologies for that. It's all in French though. 19 left is what I gathered from that. It's not bad, 35 grand, but there we go. Another trailer, feed mixer. We've got our little telehandler with a bucket. Then we've got our bale and pallet storage, 250, just here. We come across the way. I'll grab the pickup and we'll carry on. We've got gas station with electric charge point is just there. We come round the side of this building. Out onto here. We've got the cereal factory, which is just there. I think some of the recipes are tweaked. Some of them are faster. Again, it's that thing where I think the cycles per month have been increased, but the recipes haven't necessarily been changed. So they will run faster, as far as I can tell from having a quick look at them. Cows, this was, I want to say it was 80. Cows 80. And then over here we've got our sheep. So I'm curious now, because I'm looking now at plots of land, and I bought up the bits that needed to be purchased, and I'm looking now thinking, how did I miss a dairy? I didn't. I'm losing my mind. So that's our sheep, and then round the back of here is pigs. Pigs 270. Boom, just there. I am going to just put a couple of sheep in here. I don't think this is the one. I think it's because there is a pasture further out as well. But let's get a couple of sheep. It doesn't matter which ones. Let's get a couple of them. I don't like sheep to be on their own, so any of the animals. I always feel bad when you get one. You've got one animal wandering around on its own. No, that's producing wool. So that isn't even... The dairy sheep pack by erShaba is in. It's been added in, but it's not actually on the map. So the dairy sheep pack dairy and the sheep pens aren't there. I suppose it gives you the option to put them in. Like I say, unless I've missed something glaring obvious, but I thought I'd been around everything. Right. Got a lot to get round. Let's go. So, round past here, we've got a lime station just there. We've got a sell point, which is cabinet maker, just there. Wood chip and wood can be brought to the cabinet maker just to sell. We've got carpentry just here. Now this says deposit, but I think it's supposed to be depot. But anyway, regardless, that's a sell point, a kind of catch-all sell point. just in there. We come round the back here. We've got the station, which is just around the side of the gas station. So the sell point there, which is the station, and then here we have got our vehicle workshop and vehicle shop triggers. This is the reset point. This large area behind is the reset point on the map. So if anything needs to be reset, it will reset back to here. Now we're going to take a quick whiz out. I'll be quicker on the way back, but we're going to whiz out and have a look. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll get out there, and it's grapevines with the storage building, and then there's the volcano, which has got an observatory in it, which is really cool. I suppose I could chuck the drone up; it'd be easier than driving over. But I'm surprised there's not a sell point or something out of the observatory, because it's somewhere to go and visit and have a look at. But it's a sort of place that you won't necessarily go out to unless you're hunting down collectibles or something like that. You probably wouldn't go out there. What I do like though is the ground texture as we get out here is really rocky to allow for the fact it's a volcano, so it's sort of volcanic ground. You've got a little track that runs out, leads and runs, it reads out that way, goes around the sides and up into the volcano, the caldera. And if we come around this side and up to here, we come up to the grapevines with the silo for grapes and olives. So this is all extended, this is all new. Again, if I recall correctly, quite an extensive set of vines and stuff out here, and there's your silo for storage. I said 250,000 litres of each it will hold. The other one I won't drive all the way out to. The other one is just the olive version of this. So we're now currently here, and when we get back round and we do the whole loop round and we come back into the town here, which is the little peak, that's the town, Le Petit Piton. We've then got here, we've got our olive orchard. So it's just the same thing. You would drive out over there and there's another silo and you've got your olive orchards out there, which is kind of almost not an exact replica, but you know what I mean. So we'll head up to the volcano just because I just think it's a cool feature. As I've always said, when I do the map tours, I sort of go around the sell points, animal pens, farms, any features that stand out, and it's cool. So we'll have a quick look. It's incredibly steep though. It is the sort of thing you would probably hike up, not drive up. Probably could do with having an off-road vehicle, which is going to come in handy later on as well for another thing we're going to have a look at. Whoa, yes, look at the ground now. It's brilliant. I really like it. I don't remember it being like that from the previous version. I think because of the old occlusion doodaddery, it makes that all stand out so much more. I will avoid running anyone over, but it is, yeah, it's properly steep. I did have a quick look around. I didn't see a collectible up here. It's not to say there isn't one. The other thing as well, look, the helipad. I know on console we haven't got them, but wouldn't it be cool on console to have a proper helicopter? Proper helicopter. I still think we need a proper drone. I know it's, you know, it's incredibly difficult to do. Potentially next version of the game, I've got a funny feeling the next version of the game won't be old gen compatible. It will only be sort of, I say next gen, but it's new gen now, isn't it? New gen, but it's not even that new anymore either, is it? But I think, yeah, things like that would be pretty cool. Anyway, that's the volcano with the observatory. So I'm going to head back and we'll crack on around the map. So, back out past where we picked up the pickup. I know it's difficult to believe I don't use a script, isn't it? So if we come around the side here, and this is what I said about them being the wrong way around. One says buying, one says selling. That's where you're selling because you're tipping into, and that's where you're buying from. But I think it says them the other way around. And again, as far as I could tell, standard crop types is what you can buy from there. I mean, I didn't bring out fertilizer spreader. You might be able to do fertilizers and things like that. All the other places around the map, I was going to say, everything's labelled so you can kind of see all the products, but it hasn't got. I mean, that's what you can sell there. But it hasn't got a thing on the wall there for what you can buy. But it is a buy point. Oh, what am I talking about? I'm not even following my own advice, am I? If you want to know what you can buy there, just go into here and it will say, look, there. So you can scroll down, and if it says selling point, you can buy from it. It's just whether you've got the right receptacle, whether you've got a trailer or whatever for it. So if you're not sure, have a look down there and you'll be able to find it. Now this is the silo that I was talking about that you only have on New Farmer. 2 million litres, standard crop types, in and out is both done there for a bit of extra storage should you need it. Whizzing off down the hill. We've got the Grape processing unit coming up, and then just past that we've got the Vulcan oil fast, which is an oil mill, but it's got sped up productions. So we'll just take a quick spin in here. We'll purchase that. Like so. So sunflower oil, canola oil and olive oil, 24,000 and 12,000 cycles per month. But like I said, the recipes are 2 to 1 on each. So they'll run pretty quickly anyway, but they would run, a lot of these productions will run faster if the recipe is more. Because if the recipe was 100 to 50, it would still be a 2 to 1 ratio, but because it's processing chunks of that, it would run faster. But that speed will still run. It will still run at a nice pace. It's faster than the standard one. Let's just say that. Now, the next building on the left says biogas. Now, this basically is a biomass plant. It's a sell point for those usual things of, I think it's wood chip, wood, straw, those kind of things can be sold there. Then we come around the front and we've got the docks sell point, which is just here. And then we've got export, which is right out on the end of the pier, just here. There we go. That little hazard box just there. I do like, as I'm going around as well, there's little signs and billboards and all with like the proper French stuff, you know. It's really nicely done. So, from here, we're going to bung a left and head out into the countryside. Now, I'm trying to remember whether this was on the previous version. I think I don't know. I probably should have gone and checked, in all honesty, but it doesn't matter. What we're going to be coming up to next is very cool. I like it. So down here, we've got this, and this is cross-country. So this is a cross-country, well, not even a cross-country. This is an off-road course. I'm going to chuck the drone up for this very quickly. I'm not going to go across the whole thing, but this off-road course winds around all around, and what's cool is you get to a point here, you can go right and go that way, or if you're feeling daring, and this is phenomenal. I mean, look at that. Hang on, let's get over it. Or so right over it, look. If I go that way, you'll be able to see it a bit better there, look. So you can go all the way over there. I'm not going to give anything away, but you might want to drive over there at some point. So yeah, if you fancy testing out your 4x4s, your monster trucks, the various different vehicles that are out there, ones with a really cool suspension, or the motorbikes, there's all sorts of stuff in there. If you're feeling brave, or even the mountain bike. I think that mountain bike that I really like would be pretty cool over that. So there's a off-road 4x4 all-terrain type course just there. Coming in, and well, I say in, but we come across from there. We've got the little house, which is a sell point here, little inlets, so you can bring stuff there. Again, that's labelled, showing what you can sell there, which is cool. And then we come to this little, well, it is an island technically. You've got a couple little bridges to go to, and you've got this sort of slightly underwater causeway, which was here previously. Now this has got a silo on it as well, a Farmer 800 silo. You can buy the land, and the silo's there anyway, but it's got an airstrip. So when I was saying about helicopter, again, aeroplanes, I know it gets very Grand Theft Auto, it's that kind of really, why would you want that on a game? But it would be quite cool if you had to deliver to an airport, especially now with all the stuff, with all the pallets and the production chains, that you loaded up an aeroplane with forklift trucks and the plane took off. I mean, how awesome would that be? It would just be another dimension thrown in, especially on an island one like this. Or you could have supplies brought in by aeroplane. I know it's going a whole step beyond, you know, what's acceptable for the brain to go with. So this is where the silo is, and we've got some land out here for farming. You might get contracts out here. Barn, open shed space, and here's the runway. Now on the previous version of this, what I thought was absolutely awesome, and they've gone and stuck a silo right at the end of it, was just off the end here in the water was a crashed plane that had obviously overshot the end of the runway and ended up in the water. It's gone. I drove over here all excited thinking, how cool is that going to be? And it's not there. So, just that alone, is this version better than the previous one? No. I'm joking. Of course I'm joking. In my mind, I know it's like, oh, what? Now, what I'm going to show you as well on here. So we've come, well, we did the main farm. We came down into the little town area here. Came back out and around to the volcano out there. And we drove all the way back. Took in this point here. Down to the Grape processing oil. Biomass, docks, export. We came back up, followed this track round to the cross country. There's the little house. So this bit here, we came across this slight underwater causeway. There's a bridge just here, it's not actually showing, and there's a rockway with a road on it. But we're going to go back over this way because this is where we need to be heading. If we were coming in the bottom of the map, it'd be fine. There is a placeables point just down there. I'm not going to drive all the way down to it, but it's a big, large, open, same adjectives, concrete area for buildings, sell points, placeables, factories, whatever you want to put on it. Quite a large area there. So we can go back across where we were. So it kind of brings us in. You can see there the little sort of rocky bridgeway just there. But that's just a little bit too far over from where we need to be. So, from here, we're going to cross over and we're going to head to the grain mill. I always think of Spectacle Island whenever I'm driving across bits like this. So, just up there you can see the grain mill. I am honestly racking my brains now thinking, how did I miss an entire dairy? I'm going to have to keep an eye out for that. So there's your grain mill, just there. I think the cycles per month are a little bit faster on that as well. Then just past there we've got the animal trader, so that's your livestock market for buying your animals. There's no sell point there. The barn sell point is a bit further along. We'll get to that in a little while. But that's your animal dealer. And then we come into the town, or this part of the town anyway, just south of where we were, where all the animals and stuff were. First up we've got the clothing factory. The clothing factory is pretty cool because this bypasses the need for producing fabric. So if we come and buy this one here for 90,000 and do that. So we got clothing from wool, we got clothing from cotton, and then we got straw hats. So you can bring straw here to make straw hats. So rather than having to take your wool and your cotton, make fabric, then take your fabric to then make the garments, it does it all here. The clothing factory is all done in one place, including straw hats, which is pretty cool. And then next door to that, we've got the sandwich shop, where we can make a few different sarnies. Lovely job, and a bit of mayonnaise as well, which is cool. The French love their mayonnaise. Buy that for 75,000. There you go. So you've got various different sandwiches with various different recipes. That one requires mayonnaise. That one's your standard good old cheese sandwich. Not quite a BLT, but and then mayonnaise. So for that one, you're going to need the mayonnaise to be produced first, with your sunflower oil and eggs, and then you go from there. And all three of those will just give you sandwich out, which can then be sold. But yeah, regardless of the recipes in, it will just be sandwich out, not three different sorts of sandwich coming out from that production. So that's your sandwich shop. Apologies if I go around the roundabouts and stuff the wrong way. I get a little bit overexcited, you know. So, from here. So this is the biotank, and it says it there, look, biotank that I said about earlier. So if you've got extra products, animal origin or chemical origin, that you need disposing of, they will pay you for them. You know what it's like when you've got those extra barrels of fertiliser laying around and they're just in the way, you want to get rid of them. Chocolate factory is directly opposite. So yeah, this isn't the dairy, this is a chocolate factory. Hop the railing. If we buy that, we just literally produce chocolate. Milk and sugar here, chocolate out. Oh, that was what I was going to say about the required mods. The 4 required mods, they don't automatically download. Normally they will automatically download them. When you click on the map, it will say, do you want to select them? When I went to start the map up, it said, do you want to download them? So yeah, it hadn't automatically downloaded those 4 required mods. Sugar mill is just here, and then just past that we've got the fast food restaurant sell point. You can just see the umbrellas, and the sail point is just behind that building through the trees just there. From here then, we can head a bit further out. Now we have got another little island with a bridge. That is mostly forest. I did purchase a couple of bits of land on there just to see if there's any sale points, because the other thing I realised, there's not a sawmill. I don't know if that's been deliberately omitted or I don't know. There's the big stone bridge over there to the island, and then that road there takes you right out to that placeables point that I was talking about. So if we go back to the map, we went from there back across here, up there and into the town, did these little bits here which we hadn't done previously. We did all of those, and then we came along here, down here, so across the road to the island there, and then that road runs out to the placeables point which I was saying about there, and there is a bridge that comes across that could bring you around there as well. I'm just looking. No, there isn't. There really isn't. I'm hanging on to my sanity by a thread, and literally just the slightest little thing will tip me over. It's been those mod reviews, the mod drop. If you don't watch my mod reviews, or you haven't watched them yet, Friday was the biggest mod release in the game's history. 38 updated mods, over 60 new mods, and a map. It took me, well, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of prep to get it all done. But anyway, barn sell point is just there. That's what I was saying about. So rather than being at the animal dealer, it's there. So there are all the things that we can sell here. We've then got the garden sell point, which is just here, that takes all those things. And then just along behind here, we've got the pizzeria, which will take those things. From there, we've got the biogas plant. Pick up. Now the biogas plant is one of those plots of land where you can buy the plot of land separate to the biogas plant. Often if you buy the biogas plant you get the land. Don't think that's the case. I'm going to double check now, because when I did this in my testing I bought the land first, but what I'll do, I don't think it does. Production chain, yes it does. Right, so if I buy the biogas plant you get the biogas plant and the land. If you buy the land first, so if we're here, if I buy the land, which is 232,902, the biogas plant will only be 1.5 million. So yeah, you can buy the land on its own if you just want all of this and access to, I mean, at the end of the day, there's a big concrete area, there's a lot of space out there, which technically could be a placeables area for putting in other facilities and things if you wanted to. If I buy the whole lot now, you'll see we'll get the land with it. Plus, standard stuff in, standard stuff out for a 1 megawatt. I think it's pretty standard. Now if we go back to our map, I'll show you. So now we've got the land with it. Awesome. Right, from here then, let's come back out and we'll go into the little peak. Now is that as in, are they talking about the volcano, or as in I'm just taking a little peek? It's just a little peek, just a little look. I think it means mountain. The little peak. So we've got the little silo, which is a sell point, just to the right there. We come just a little bit further along. Don't, there we go. To here. And as you can see, this will take normal milk and sheep's milk. So this is the cheese store. So butter, cheese, and then sheep's cheese. But both of those cheeses will just come out as cheese, not cheese and sheep's cheese. It's just the way it's set up to run. Go a little bit further along. We've got the village grocery, which is just in here. So that's a sell point there, village grocery. And then we've got the stand, which is a little bit further through. If I just nip through the gap here. There we go. So that's the stand sell point. Now, as I said, I'm not going to go all the way out, but it is out from here to the other grape and olive silo. What I'm going to do is just pull over there. But that is that patch just over there. So if you go out and around, so from here, which is where we are. Follow that track there, cross that little bit of a causeway there, and it takes you out to that section. What we're going to look at is this bit here. Now, this plot of land, plot 14, is 36,547. Now, this is another one of those ones. You don't have to own the plot of land because there are 3 large greenhouses on here, and these can be purchased individually. I'm going to purchase one because I'm going to say you've probably got to own the land to remove the building, but I'm just going to double check that because now I own it. No, it will let me remove it. That's interesting. So yeah, you don't technically have to buy the land. You can buy the greenhouses and just run them without actually having to own the land at all. But if you do want to own the land and you want to put some silos and other bits and bobs on here, or some more greenhouses or different greenhouses, I mean, you can put them anywhere on the map, of course, but so that's the 3 greenhouses. So from here then, well, this is where I'm going to double check something, because I am baffled. I'm baffled by the dairy sheep pack. It's very strange that it's a required mod, that the cheese store will take sheep's milk and it will do sheep's cheese, but so far we don't actually have a pen on the map, which, I mean, it's there, it's available. If you've got it installed and you've selected it, then all good. But I'm going to double check this because it might be that one up here is. So if we whiz up here, out towards this watchtower, we have got 2 pastures. The first pasture here is for 60 cows, and then this pasture here is for 30 sheep. I'm going to get a couple, because I'm now thinking the same thing here as well. We go into, should have stayed there. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Yep, so this one, this pasture is sheep milk. You can see on the right hand side. So the one we bought earlier, or the one that we had earlier, we put 2 sheep in, did the wool. This one out here is where your sheep milk is. So these will produce sheep milk, and then you can go off and, yeah. Happy days. They won't do wool as well, just sheep milk. And you can make your sheep's cheese and stuff like that. But yeah, the dairy isn't on here. But I suppose the dairy sheep pack has all of these pastures and the dairy that goes with it. So the pasture's being used, but the dairy's not. But it is available if you want to. And that's the map. I was joking about what I said earlier. That doesn't. It's a very good map. It's nice. I like it. It's kind of just a more inhabited version of Lucas Island, I guess, isn't it? With all the stuff that comes with it. I love the fact the runways on the island, that kind of thing. There's some really nice features on here. But yeah, that's the map. We've been around the whole thing. We're currently here. I'm just looking. I don't think I've missed anything. I hope not. Volcano Island Extended by Grimlock RRC. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.